I will become the Hokage. I will become the Pirate King. I will become the Wizard King. I will become the number one hero. I will bring back my brother's body. These are often the catchphrases or motivational one-liners by shonen protagonists. It alludes to their dreams and aspirations of hope, joy, and a sense of never give up attitude. Some of them have already achieved these dreams, like Naruto did go on to become the Hokage, Ed brought back his and Al's body, and similarly down the line, Luffy, Deku, and Asta will also achieve their dreams someday for sure. Yeah, they might face grave challenges, they'll face immeasurable amounts of hardship and even deaths along the way, but at the end, they are bound to conquer their dreams. Most shonen series work in this particular fashion, and it's not wrong at all. I've said it in the past and I'll say it here once again, having tropes doesn't make a story necessarily bad. If applied properly, it certainly elevates the story. However, this formula is seldom broken in shonen in a long-term basis. The hero might fall into the hands of despair and he will be lost to the path of his dream, but some way or the other, he will reach there eventually. But last year in 2020, Shonen Jump introduced a new manga series that I immediately fell in love with for a number of different reasons. Firstly, as a longtime tokusatsu fan, the tokusatsu references of Kaiju number 8 felt like a love letter to the genre, but on a deeper retrospect, I finally found out why this series struck a chord with me, and that was dealing with failure. Kaiju number 8 is a very different series. With a middle-aged man as its central protagonist, the series doesn't shy away from talking about some very deep stuff. And while on the surface level, it seems like these elements are thrown here and there just for the sake of fun, but there's more to it. There's certainly more to it. Hime no Kafka is essentially what you call a failure. It's not like he's not a hard worker, it's not like he's a coward, and it's not like he's a sleazy guy who just is a bad person overall. No, that is not the case. That is not the case at all. Kafka is a good man who, despite all his best efforts, has always failed in his life. That is his life, that is his truth. And now in his 30s, he is a broken man. A man who has seen everything, a man who has been through everything, who drinks and smokes at night while asking, where did it go all wrong? How did I end up like this? Where did I make the main mistake? Sure, he later on receives some very strange powers that transforms him into the namesake of the Kaiju number 8. But still, the story deals with some very heavy concepts that younger readers might not even connect to that much. But older readers who have transitioned from the threshold of teenage years and entered the harsh reality of adult life, for them, the series, at least the starting part of the series, was like a mirror to the real world. In childhood days, we all had dreams. I wanted to be a paleontologist when I was a kid. I wanted to travel the entire world, and I wanted to see the amazing places with my very own eyes. I wanted to view the greatness of the Grand Canyon. I wanted to dive into the Great Barrier Reef. I wanted to get lost in Akihabara, and I wanted to see New York City from my very own eyes and not just through some movies. But then I grew up and the reality of life came crashing down upon me. The realization of the meekness of my dreams and the inconsequential nature in front of the duties and responsibilities of real life is a soul-crushing one. And Kaiju number 8 portrays that without any hesitation whatsoever. When Kafka was a kid, his hometown was rampaged and destroyed by kaijus. During that time, he made a promise. He made a promise with his childhood friend Mina, and they both swore to join the Defense Corps in the hopes of one day, at least one day, exterminating the kaijus that threatened their world. Mina kept her end of the promise that she made that day, and she went on to become the captain of the 3rd Division and basically a hero for Japan. Sadly, however, Kafka was not so successful in this particular regard. He tried his best. He tried his absolute best. He tried to do everything that he could, but he was just not cut for the job. He lacked the prowess necessary and hence he failed every time, no matter how hard he tried. He tried again and again and again, but the end result every time was the same, and that was failure. As a result, he eventually quit. He gave up the dreams of his childhood because of the depressing reality of the real world, and that is reflected in the very first chapter of the series, where Kafka smokes a cigarette after a day of cleaning a kaiju's gut. At home, he's contemplating his life decisions and he's asking himself, where did it all go wrong? A sentiment that is shared by a lot of adults in the real world itself. Now, as an adult myself, I was really stuck by this particular panel. Sure, Various different series have managed to shock me, terrify me, and even question me. But this is one of the first times when it feels like a series is pointing a finger at you. Moreover, this self-realization is something that the young readers will probably not pick up. But it really struck a chord with me as an adult who was not able to fulfill his childhood dreams, just like Kafka Hibino himself. Sure, he later on gains the kaiju powers, and because of the shonen tropes, he will probably be able to eventually fulfill his dreams one day for sure. But the matter of the fact remains that Kaiju number 8 did manage to portray the depressing reality of life and dealing with failure in just one single chapter, and that too in a very beautifully haunting manner as well. This is one of the major reasons why I fell in love with Kaiju number 8 on the very first read. So what do you guys think about all of this? Please mention your thoughts in the comment section below. So that's it for today guys, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more. This is Wonderwise Z and I'll see you soon in the next one.